Kia ora, g'day, welcome back. Man, I'm trialing a few things right now. I'm trialing this Rode micro wireless microphone for starters, and the footage that you're looking at is me attempting to utilize the Insta360 X4. I went to Noel Leeming, brought the selfie stick and brought an SD card, so it gives me about, the SD card that I brought was a 256 gigabyte card, so it gives me a little under 7 hours worth of footage. I don't plan on taking that long to film something or a task that I'm on, but you never know, something might come up. And so this is me. As soon as I brought it, I'm in my shorts and track pants, t-shirt and 2 hoodies, because it's still, even though the sun is out and it's a beautiful day, it's still a bit of a chill in the air. And I've got a beanie on as well, so you'll see bits and pieces of me with my hoodie and stuff on later on as we go. But it was pretty chilly. Needless to say, by the time I got to the top and back down the bottom, I was drenched in sweat, which was a good thing. So got a little bit of an extra workout. I was excited to give this camera a whirl, and I was using my mobile, hence why you'll see me looking down. There I am with my 2 hoodies and my beanie. I've got the app on my phone, so I wasn't sure if I needed to keep adjusting the camera lens whilst I was going, so I kept looking down at my phone. It looked like it was going off track or off the parts that I wanted the camera to be facing, or where I wanted the camera to be facing, I should say. So I was constantly looking down at my phone for the most part and just adjusting the camera because it wouldn't stay or track, if that's the right term. And I was trying to move the stick around to get it to see if that would get it to stay on the angle that I needed it on, but that wasn't working either. So I ended up spending a lot of time looking at the phone. But man, I was really impressed with what I was seeing. It just looks a lot more stable than the gimbal that I've been using. Grateful for the gimbal though, like that thing's been awesome. But yeah, this is just next level. You can see the selfie stick just in the shadow there, but where my right hand's just showing, it automatically, this invisible selfie stick, it cuts it out. So when the camera is actually facing me, which I don't know if I had it do that too much on this video actually, on this trial run, you can't see the selfie stick in my hand, which is, yeah, I don't know how they do that, but obviously you'll see it when it casts a shadow when I've got it behind me and when I'm holding it out in front of me, like the parts that you saw there where the sun was on the right angle to capture the selfie stick in the shadow. So anyway, I'll pause talking here and I'll probably skip forward a little bit and look to talk a little bit more during this footage. So that's enough of me for now. Yeah, apologies for the lighting. So I didn't realize I was recording a lot longer than probably I should have, and not that greater lighting conditions. But hopefully you get a bit of an idea of the trail and just how smooth, at least to me anyway, the camera quality seems to be. And hopefully the music helps make it a bit easier to watch rather than just the darkness. Yeah, on this part here, I don't know how I managed to fluke this, but man, this camera can do some pretty awesome stuff and weird angles, different angles with the 360 lens. There's part of me and then swings back around and continues along this part here. That was sort of freaking me out while I was looking at the app. Then there's part of me sticking out on the, oh actually no, that's not part of me sticking out on the left. That is, whilst I'm at it, the receiver piece for the microphone. Same with the microphone that I'm using right now, the Rode Wireless Micro. it sticks out in a few shots. So there's like this little black blob that you'll see on parts of the video footage a little bit later on, especially as I'm nearing the top. And that piece is the receiver, which is plugged into the side, or which was plugged into the side of the camera. So apologies for that, but yeah, still trying to get used to this device so that I can become hopefully better at it or more proficient at it. Around about this point, I look to just put the selfie stick on my shoulder and see how it goes, taking some footage from behind me and looking forward. Again, you can't see the selfie stick in the footage, but there's that black blob that I was talking about earlier, so I'll have to try to figure out again how to use that camera better to try to avoid having that black blob that looks like it's on my left shoulder or left part of my back, upper left part of my back. That is the, as I mentioned, the receiver for the Rode microphone, which I'm using right now. But man, this camera is so cool. I'm just very grateful to have a piece of kit like this, and so I'm just trying to do everything I can to try to learn how to use this thing, get as proficient as I can with it, get whatever I need to so that I can cross-load or transfer and download and export things quicker and smoother. There's the shadow of the selfie stick, so I've just got it resting on my shoulder, even though you can't see it unless you see the shadow. But yeah, just very grateful, stoked to have this piece of kit, and hopefully it means I can create and make some better content. I had a whole bunch of ideas in and around the content with regards to people on selection and things to do with movements and how to move, things that helped me in terms of going uphill, working the flats, going downhill, staying low and smooth is fast, all that sort of stuff, with thoughts that were going through my head along the lines, same lines as slow is smooth, smooth is fast. But there's techniques that you can use when you've got a heck of a lot of weight on your back and you're trying to minimize the amount of jarring. So keeping a bend in the knees, only just lifting your feet just enough to sort of move across the top of the surface so that you don't have that big jolting impact with when you're carrying lots of load on your back. So it's that type of stuff that interests me in terms of trying to communicate that for people, that may help them, particularly those that are preparing for selection, that may help them or keep those thoughts in their mind if they don't already understand or know that. so that so that it can help them move a bit better and hopefully a bit faster as well in the process. And I'm sorry you're about to see that black blob front on this time. Again, the receiver. And just as I was thinking about what I'd mentioned earlier about the content and what I will hopefully be able to do with these pieces of kit to try to make not only the content hopefully maybe a little bit more entertaining or better, but hopefully provide a little bit more value for people as well in some way. So just leveraging the bits and pieces of information and experience that I have, and then trying to format that or structure it in a way that I can present it so that it's actually helpful, rather than just sporadically and randomly throwing stuff up. Even though I enjoy that, I definitely, I enjoy that, and I probably will still do a vast majority of that type of content creation and uploading to YouTube. But if I can provide a little bit more value for people in regards to certain aspects, whether it be those preparing for selection, whether it be those that are currently serving, whether it be those that are looking to transition out, whether it be the Defence Force transitioning out of that or transitioning out of anywhere really, first responders, police, firefighting, ambulance, there's probably a lot of similarities. Professional sports players, there's similarities in terms of, I suppose, that disconnection and maybe a sense of loss to a degree. So yeah, just a whole bunch of thoughts running through my head whilst I'm trying to get better at using this technology as well, and then hopefully I can pull some of that together and create something that adds some value for people. I can just imagine as I was going along and using this camera what the footage would probably be like and look like if I was to, or when I go back up and do the escarpment again from Pukeroa to Paikakariki. Yeah, that trek, that hike was awesome, loved it. So grateful to those. There was a number of people that asked me about it if I had done it, and one was fairly recent, and then just so happens that we had some beautiful weather, so I decided that was the day, and rather than just go one direction, the 9.5, I decided I parked up at Pukeroa station and then went there to Paikakariki and then turned around and then went back, and it was well worth the trip. Body felt really good. Took no breaks on the way there, other than there was a couple of pauses where I took some video footage that was just to get a bit of a surrounding view, and then carried on. And then on the way back I stopped, had a few breathers, probably about 4 times on the way back. They've got some seating and stuff along the way, so yeah, I needed to rest the legs and catch my breath and then crack back on again. So but that was good. 19 kilometers basically, and just the light pack. So the pack was it was 10.9. I added in 2.5, 11.9, 12.9, 13.4. So 13.4 in the pack, And then my little satchel, which is the same satchel that I'm wearing for this little walk here. I had a litre of water in that, and then the other bits and pieces that I usually carry in there. So it might have been maybe, I don't know, 3-4 kilos all up in weight. Oh yeah, at the top there's usually always people here when I get here. So it's few and far between when I get to the top and there's nobody. If it's a miserable day, I can pretty much almost guarantee it's just going to be me. Sorry about the black spot again. But yeah, the beautiful weather brings people out. So there was a couple of people, and there was actually a couple of people that were going down. I just edited them out of the footage. Take a little bit of some scenery shots whilst I'm up there. And then basically I didn't worry about doing any more filming on the way down. I just shuffled down, got down to the bottom as soon as I could, got home, had a shower, and then started trying to figure out how to cross-load all of this footage onto the desktop so that I can edit it and then put this up as soon as I can. I've still got my training session to do later on this afternoon, which I'm going to do, and I've got 2 more reaction videos that I need to get done. So fair bit of work still to do, but yeah, no complaints from me. I love it, and just grateful for everybody's time and presence here on my little channel. So hopefully you enjoyed the tour. Sorry about me yapping away for so much of it, but hopefully it helps and just gives a little bit of context in that anyway. And hopefully, like I said, the music, if you need to, just try to listen to the music or something instead of me. All right, I'll see you after this for a bit of a wrap up. To close this one out. Well, that's it. Thank you if you stuck around this long watching the video footage of me utilizing the new Insta360 X4 from the brother over in Australia who sent that gift to me yesterday, along with the Rode wireless micro piece. I've got the receiver in the phone, got this transmitter here, so hopefully the audio comes through right. I trialed it this morning, just used my phone, which is what I'm using now, with the gimbal out on the walk this morning for training. And yeah, got the selfie stick. Extension is pretty long, almost like an asp batten. The bottom part of this is also a tripod, so it can just use that and sit it down, and it just screws in on the top. So yeah, I brought that today, and the SD card. So the SD card is, if I didn't mention it in the voiceover, I think I did, 256 gigabyte gives me about just under 7 hours worth of footage. So yeah, hopefully I can do something with it that is useful, that is either entertaining or educational in some sort of way, and or helpful for people anyway. But very grateful for you all. Thank you very much for your time, your kind support, the input, the feedback, the gifts, goes without saying. Just yeah, very grateful. Thank you for your support. Thank you to the members. Thank you to the subscribers. Thank you to those that just happen to pass by and might spend a little bit of time here. Appreciate you for doing that. As always, anybody going through any difficulties, hard times, challenges, heartache, I just encourage you to keep turning up, keep staying in the fight, keep chipping away, keep putting one foot in front of the other, plod if you have to, shuffle if you have to, but keep turning up. And know that the sun will shine again, that better days are coming for you, and that they are closer than you think, and that there is a light at the end of that long, dark and lonely, miserable tunnel. I know what that's like, and I'm pretty sure anybody and everybody who may come across here can relate to that and know what those dark times are like. So just keep turning up. There are people that need you. There are people that need your guidance, your advice, your experience, that need your presence. So keep chipping away and stay at it. As always, go always a little further. Know that you're not alone. Remember, who dares wins and who cares wins. And until the next video, milestone, or YouTube post, there's a big mana wave coming from me to you, filled with my aroha, respect, appreciation, and gratitude for you all. Oh, I might have hit that microphone too hard.